Okay, guys, what an episode of Lucha Underground tonight. I'm just gonna say this right now. This was probably better than an NXT Takeover. I can almost guarantee that. And I mean, some people probably didn't watch it tonight. They probably watched Takeover the end instead. I haven't even seen any of it yet. But I'm gonna assume that it was worse than this because this was fucking awesome. Okay, to find out, we've only got 2 weeks, I believe, until Ultima Lucha 2. Which, so far from what we've seen, there's going to be some great matches on there. Just to assume we're probably going to get Drago versus Jack Evans in some type of match, which PJ Black and Aerostar will probably be alongside him. I'm going to assume we'll get Pentagon Jr. versus Matanza for the title. I'm assuming that because that's probably what's going to happen after you've seen tonight. Which is fucking awesome. Pentagon comes back the same week he's like kicking ass in the universe, but nonetheless, that happened. Then we got Mil Muertes. He's going to be taking on King Cuerno because Katrina re-rose him or whatever out of the dead, out of that coffin that I said he was going to wake up and break out of. Well, Katrina snuck into King Cuerno's cave or whatever he calls it, and woke up Mil Muertes tonight. So we're getting Mil versus King Cuerno. Probably Mundo versus Puma, to be honest. I can see that happening. Ooh, what else? Killshot and Marty the Moth will obviously have a match. Maybe for the dog tags, I don't even know. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much all that I can see happening so far. But that sounds like a pretty good card to me. But, first things first. Pentagon Jr. comes back in the main event tonight. Six-man mayhem match was freaking awesome. And it's not even 6-man, it's 12-man, but it's 6-on-6. It was a 6-on-6 tag team match. And you've got one team of like Tejano, fucking bitch with the cat mask, Sexy Star, her bitch ass. The Mac, Son of Havoc, Prince Puma, and Rey Mysterio. That was one team, those six, versus Taya, Johnny Mundo, Chavo Guerrero, at least we thought, Ivelisse, King Cuerno, and one more person. Phoenix. There we go. I don't like Phoenix. That's why I couldn't remember him. 6-on-6 tag. And Chavo Guerrero ends up coming out towards the end. He's kind of limping, which I was wondering why he was going so slow and why he was so far behind. But then Pentagon comes wheeling out behind him in a wheelchair. And then says, "Thank you, Chavo, for supporting me this whole time." And then says, "Fuck you, Chavo. I snap your arm, sell me." Then gets up out of the wheelchair, starts beating Chavo's ass, super kicks him, and then proceeds to lock him in the arm breaker and snap his arm. Come back from commercial break. Dario Cueto puts Dario Cueto, or however the fuck you say his name, goddammit. Cueto, I believe it is. He puts Pentagon Jr. in this 6-on-6 tag team match, which was fucking awesome. I thought for a second he was going to troll us and not do it, because the winner of this goes on next week to face each other, the team does, and the winner of that 6-man match goes on to face Matanza at Ultima Lucha for the championship. And of course, by what I said earlier, you can already guess, Pentagon Jr.'s team won. Surprisingly enough, Pentagon didn't get the fall, which really surprised me. Johnny Mundo ended up getting the fall, otherwise known as John Morrison, which I loved, with the Spanish fly off the top rope, which was fucking awesome. If you don't know it by that, which that's its normal name, that's a technical name for it, it's the C4, that flip off the top. I know Mundo used to do it in the WWE on the ground, which the WWE probably figured it was too dangerous to do off the top, but everywhere else does it. But it was fucking awesome. They did the spot in this match to where everyone just started flying to the outside, which was freaking sweet. I love how when they do that, everyone tries to one-up each other, which I think is hilarious. And out of everyone diving on the outside, Phoenix obviously won that. He fucking, god damn, that screen's bright. He won a, what the fuck did he do? He, ran up the ropes and basically boingied onto the middle rope. Point geek, that's my term. He jumped onto the middle rope, then jumped up backwards onto the other rope, and then done like a backflip tornillo, I think is what you call it, off. It was like a corkscrew off the top, and it was fucking awesome. Eva Lise, of course, dove off the corner post, so they were just flying all over the place. It was ridiculous. Who else did? And then Rey Mysterio goes to fly at the end there, and Johnny Mundo cuts him off and sweeps his legs, which I thought was freaking hilarious. He just sweeps. Out of all people, Rey Mysterio's waiting till the end. He's the last one. He's going to do it. Everyone's freaking out. Oh, Rey, yeah. And then fucking Johnny Mundo is just like, fuck you. And then just sweeps his legs and then just drops him down. It was fucking hilarious. It was great. That was probably like the best part to me. That match was just Johnny Mundo just stopping him. He was like, nope. But surprisingly enough, they made Cuerno look really strong in this match. He took down Rey right when Rey got tagged in, which I thought was hilarious. In WWE, they don't do that. It's automatic. The face gets the tag in. They just beat the shit out of the other guy. It's called the comeback. But instead, Cuerno just flattens Rey Mysterio with a big boot, and Rey Mysterio ends up having to tag out. Rey didn't do too hot in this match, but towards the end there, they were going for the 630. Rey Mysterio had him set up for the 630 after Rey hit the 619, and when he did that, that cost him, of course, and Johnny Mundo was able to counter it by himself, shoves Rey Mysterio right into the turnbuckle, knocks Ricochet down, or Prince Puma, whatever, which was freaking great. But the highlight of this match was Tejano in the ring with Johnny Mundo and Taya. And Taya kept hitting Tejano in the back. And he finally just gave up, grabbed Taya by the head, and just shoved her face first into Johnny Mundo's, into Johnny Mundo's nuts, per se. And it was fucking hilarious. And I heard the crowd whistling, which was freaking hilarious. Oh, and one more thing. During King Cuerno's dive to the outside, he like literally dove and took out the whole first row. And we're going to talk about the first match next, because I want to get that out of the way. It was pointless. It was Marty the Moth versus Killshot. And instead of having a match, they brawled on the outside. The highlight of this was him powerbombing him into the guardrail, and then after that they ended up getting a count out after they threw each other into the announcer's table. And Marty the Moth ended up running off away from Killshot with his dog tag, so that's why I'm saying they're going to have a match at Ultima Lucha. Oh, and then the best match of the night, the nunchuck match between PJ Black, Justin Gabriel, Jack Evans versus Aerostar and Drago. And this fucking Drago, this fucking match was amazing. Amazing tag team moves at the start of the match, which I loved how Vampiro pointed out that these guys are doing these high risk moves. It's not just all about the nunchucks. These high risk moves are beating the hell out of their bodies too. Amazing tag team moves at the starting. They did something to where like Drago catapulted Aerostar into a sunset flip, which was fucking ridiculous. And then they did this, Aerostar did this dive on the outside to where he bounced up on the first rope like Christopher Daniels' BME, except he done it from the apron to the outside, like a BME, which was fucking hilarious. You can imagine that. Then they did this spot to where Jack Evans climbed up on PJ Black's back to get the nunchucks, and when he did, Aerostar jumped off the rafters, or like the guardrail up there, up in the crowd, and took him down, which was freaking great. Then they finally got the nunchucks up at the top, and the way they're whipping each other with them, they've got to be plastic or something. Like, I know they're not soft, but they've got to be plastic or something, because they were hitting each other in the fucking face with them, which was freaking great. Then you got this spot where Drago freaking flies off of the freaking Dario Cueto's office, I believe. No, he flies off of something else. He flies off of like the scaffold up there onto the Jack Evans and PJ Black in the crowd, which was freaking awesome. Does a cannonball senton onto him, which was freaking amazing. Then there was a spot to where Jack Evans was hanging off the edge of Dario Cueto's office, and he ended up falling off of it, but it looks scary as shit from an overview. And Jack Evans is hanging there while Drago's beating the or no, Aerostar's beating the nunchuck down, trying to get Jack Evans to fall, and Jack Evans finally falls. PJ Black catches him, luckily enough, but then afterwards, Aerostar freaking runs and does a diving crossbody off there, much like Angelico, except to the outside, and takes him out, which was freaking awesome. I'm trying to think of more spots, because I know I'm forgetting some. Oh yeah, when Jack Evans jumped from guardrail to guardrail up there and ended up taking him out, diving over the crowd, that was freaking great too. There was a lot of spots. I'm not doing this match justice. Like there was a lot more, but it was freaking great. By far easily the best match. It's probably better than any match you're gonna see on NXT Takeover too. And then to finish the match, Drago ended up using his green mist and spraying it in Jack Evans' face, and then ended up hitting him with what I call the Dragon Tails. It's that whip thing. It's that whip pin that he does. They like call it the whip of the dragon or something, but I just call it Dragon Tails. Drago got him with Dragon Tails, and I think that's going to set up for their final match at Ultima Lucha. But that was fucking badass. This whole show was great. I loved it. That's all I have to say. I gotta go watch NXT TakeOver now. But make sure and fucking subscribe for more Lucha Underground reviews, because I'm loving this fucking show. I feel like I gotta go see one somehow. But yeah.